Hello and welcome to Undercommon Taste. This is a podcast where we create and discuss homebrew content for tabletop RPGs.
Filthy, nasty hobbitses.
I'm Ian Woodworth. I'm joined by my co-host James Daly. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We are actually getting into our homebrew motto today.
Licking the spoon?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Fair.
I just don't want it back after you're done.
Fair, okay.
So this coming weekend, I have been voluntold to run a game at the library, and they're doing an event for, I think it's a Hobbit themed event, but they're doing an event for Tolkien's birthday.
Huzzah.
And this will have already happened by the time this episode comes out, but it is this coming weekend when we're recording it, so neener. And I asked James to help me brainstorm what in the world I'm going to be running. Because I'm not entirely certain yet. I have some ideas, but I'm not entirely certain yet. And I'm also not entirely certain which game I'm going to be running. So I figured we'd get a couple of options. One, a bit more traditional D&D-ish. Because, let's face it, there's probably going to be people there who just want to show up and play Dungeons and Dragons, but I also want to have another thing in my back pocket in case I can convince them to play something that isn't D&D.
See, when you mentioned this to me at first, I thought you actually had like a Lord of the Rings game set. And I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome, because I know they do like Star Wars, and
there is, I think Free League Press has the Lord of the Rings IP official game right now, the most recent one. But no, I do not have a copy of that.
Okay, sadness. But I mean, even with Middle Earth is such a rich environment story-wise that you can do near anything. And so I've got a handful of questions kind of to ask you to start with the brainstorming, but I'll let you finish more introductions and then we can go on with our questions.
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot else to go on with. I have 3 hours to run this game. I have 4 people who are going to be playing it.
Okay. This is a one-shot.
This is a one-shot.
So my first questions are like, because again, even within Middle-earth, you take all the books. You have the Silmarillion, you've got the Hobbit, you've got the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So like, what time frame are we wanting to look at? Are we wanting to look like before the Hobbit? Are we looking at that like inner period between the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings? Are we looking at everything during Frodo's journey? Are we looking at like early on with Silmarillion text? I mean, where are we at time-wise?
See, that's the thing, is I don't know that I want to run a game that is in Middle-earth necessarily.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm thinking more along the lines of running a game inspired by Lord of the Rings, inspired by those stories. So the couple of ideas that I had, the very first one that came to mind, and I really like this and I hope that we can flesh this out a little bit, is running a game of Kids on Bikes.
Okay.
Where you're playing as the Nazgul and you're trying to find the ring.
Oh, I'd like that. I like that a lot.
That just seemed like such an interesting idea. Like, and not even necessarily you are the Nazgul, like in a Middle-earth setting, is like, you know.
No, I like you are the Nazgul. I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah, we could do it that way, or it could be like you're just a bunch of siblings, and like your stepdad has lost his thing, and you have to go and find it, and he's heard that some other kid has gotten hold of it, and so you have to track down the kid and try and figure out how to get it back.
I think, especially if you're doing like Kids on Bikes as a Nazgul, because I mean, the Nazgul, they do fight. They are, a fighting creature, and, they have their role in the Battle of Minas Tirith and stuff like that. But by and large, mostly they get stuff done by sheer presence, and I mean, fighting is not their first mode of anything really. And so you are using a lot more of those like role play, like intimidation and investigation checks, which I really like, especially going in. So I know you said you don't want to do Middle-earth specifically, but the two things I think of right now is early on as Frodo's leaving, and you have that first part where they are coming through, and they cut quite a bit of out in the movie, but in the books, there is a ongoing search for Frodo and the other hobbits, and there's a I'm not going to say extended, especially for Tolkien, but there is a bit of cat and mouse that goes on with the hobbits and the Nazgul, which would make a lot of sense. Also, if you wanted to go before that, where they found Gollum, trying to figure out, and they had to find the guy that knew something about something. So doing a kids on bike as Nazgul, even if you set it in Middle Earth, would be kind of cool. I like that thought a lot.
Yeah. And like the way I was thinking is like Gollum would be like the junkie that broke in and stole it.
Absolutely.
And he pawned it.
Okay.
And so that would start setting up this series of events of, they have to find Gollum and figure out where he pawned it. And then they go to that pawn shop and they find out who the guy sold it to and just follow the whole chain. And it needs to be fairly simple and fairly linear because I do have only one session to do it, but I have 3 hours, so there is room there for padding.
So this is starting to kind of remind me of there was a terrible 80s movie, Adventures in Babysitting. And like they're going out and they've got
I vaguely remember that movie.
Yeah, so I remember like the young daughter was a huge Thor fan, and Thor like winds up at the end of the movie, and I think like something like one of the guys are somewhere and they snatch like a rare Playboy magazine or something that was autographed, and the gang wants it back. And I'm thinking, if we're playing as quote quote the Nazgul, then obviously we are playing as the villains in this case. So yeah, if you were like the gang members and maybe like you had like a trophy hood ornament or something that the gang had snatched at some point, and someone swiped that from you, and so you're trying to find this hood ornament or whatever before someone like either puts it in a thing or pawns it off. You just know that you had whatever your 80s MacGuffin is that has a fair amount of monetary value, but more sentimental and trophy value, but it does have a little bit of monetary. And you're tracking it down before someone sells it or moves it to the point where it'd be beyond your reach again.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was thinking with the Sauron character being like an uncle or a stepdad.
Yeah.
Because there is that sort of intimidation, that authority factor
right
in the relationship between Sauron and the Nazgul. The Nazgul are under compulsion to obey Sauron because of the rings.
So again, going to dip into another movie IP, and this one's from the 90s, maybe late 80s, may actually still be late 80s. But the original Ninja Turtle movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you had Shredder, but he had basically like the skater gang, and that was the Foot Clan, and it was just all of like the ne'er-do-well kids. And and again, Shredder wants his whatever and then sends them out after, and that still would totally fit a good retro kids on bike, Stranger Things type feel, especially if you're going for that retro feel.
Yeah, and I was wanting to go for this because, because of their association with this Sauron character, they would have that vibe going on with them. That bit of ambiance. That's not the word I'm looking for, but,
that aura?
I guess, aura. Yeah. But where they are seen as being these sort of troublemaker kids, of being these ne'er-do-well kids. But that's just perception, really. Okay. They are free to be whatever kind of kid they are. It's just their association with this person that they have no control over their association with them.
Yeah, I kind of like, again, seeing like the late 80s, like skater punk, and again, it's that very much that free spirit kind of, we agree on anarchy, but everyone's free to do what they want. And again, they might be a little rough around the edges, but they're not necessarily destructive outright, or anything they do. They're like maybe like minor graffiti or maybe like light shoplifting at work. And they're not really a threat. They're not dangerous. They're like rabble rousers. They're nonconformist, I guess we would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
especially because, again, trying to take something like the Shire and transport to the 80s, the Shire would be very much like Smallville or whatever town that Leave It to Beaver would. It would definitely be that like idealized suburbia.
Yeah, the Shire is a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, it totally is. I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, the Shire is a cul-de-sac, and the Nazgul, they live in the, the projects or the wrong side of the tracks? Section 8? Is it Section 8 housing?
Yeah, the project housing, yeah.
Yeah, they live in Section 8 housing.
Okay.
Yeah, with their stepdad.
Yeah, and their stepdad, again, he has that one like shiny thing. It's like the one nice thing he has, and it got
Yeah.
misplaced. Okay, yeah, I like it.
Like he used to be somebody. Like,
Yeah, Sandlot. Oh my God, it's
I got
totally
it.
Sandlot.
I've got it. I've got it.
Okay.
No, I've got it.
Okay.
The stepdad, he peaked in high school. He was the star quarterback on the high school football team, and the thing that they're looking for is his championship ring.
Oh yes. Okay, I like it. I like it.
That's what got nicked.
Okay. No, did it get nicked or was it accidentally dropped?
Ah, that's a good question.
Because again, I mean, Sauron, his dad, maybe dad was slightly
he could have had an accident. He could have had an accident and lost his fingers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it.
So he's been looking for this ring for a while now.
Yeah.
Like he had that accident like right after high school. He was like, he had college football potential. He had a scholarship lined up, like a full ride scholarship lined up and everything. And then he got into this accident, whatever this accident happened to be. And he lost his fingers.
It was totally in shop class. He hit his hand with a bandsaw.
Yeah. And so in the process of that, one of those fingers had the ring on it.
Okay.
And so his life has just gone to shit from there.
Okay.
He's finally heard that somebody has it, and that's what they have to go and find.
Okay, I like it. And maybe he's promised a new bike or maybe even a car to whoever can bring him his ring.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. And again, so you are very, very motivated to find this. You're extremely motivated to find this. Or you also know the ring has a good sell value. So, I mean, you could try to keep the ring and sell it for yourself and say, oh, I just never found it.
There's that. And by doing that, you're also going to build a little bit of tension and competition between the players.
Yes.
Because they're going to want to be the one that brings the ring back.
Yes, absolutely. And that would fit perfectly with the Nazgul.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Because again, the Nazgul, they want to bring it back, but they also want it for themselves because that's a lot of power for them. So yeah, no, I think that fits beautifully. So what era are we going to sit this in the 80s, the 90s, the 70s? Where do we want to put this time-wise?
Like, I would picture this being like early to mid 90s.
Okay.
That's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling off of this. It's a little bit later than what you would normally put kids on bikes at, but especially if we're talking about some place that's a little more rural, you're still going to have the same thing as you don't have the infrastructure for the early cell phones yet.
Yeah. No, I mean, I grew up in a fairly metropolitan area, and I mean, my brother had a beeper until, like I said, maybe 97, 98, and cell phones were there, but only like business people and rich kids had cell phones.
Right.
There were still payphones and stuff everywhere. So I mean that would fit, especially if we're going more rural. You still have that like cusp of that millennial Gen X, which would fit perfectly fine for kids on bikes.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do with this, if you wanted to go early to mid 90s, would actually be the Lost Bay.
Yeah.
Which could be kind of cool too.
We could do the Lost Bay. The Lost Bay would allow for a bit more of the weirdness going on, a bit more supernatural elements going on.
Right. I think I like kids on bikes better.
I do too. Yeah.
I do too, but I think Lost Bay, especially for the time frame, and there is potential there, so I did want to call out Lost Bay because again, that could depending on what you want, and spoopy season's coming up, so I mean it would be a good fit for that too.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah.
So so we've got early to mid 90s, probably shifting a bit more early 90s. We are looking for a lost championship ring, high school championships. Now I'm thinking like, Al Bundy of all things.
Yeah.
Which again fits the time frame too. We've got our things. So our kids are going to be coming from the projects. We said the Shire's going to be a cul-de-sac. What's the name of the Elvish city? I'm blanking on it now.
Rivendell?
Rivendell, yeah. What would Rivendell be? Would Rivendell be the mall?
Rivendell's a gated community.
Okay, yeah. Rivendell would be the gated community. I like it. Yeah, okay. I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Or the houses down by the lake.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay, nice. I like this.
Yeah,
okay.
Because Rivendell's where the rich people live.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, too, it was fairly large, but that's why I was thinking the mall. But no, actually, you are absolutely correct. Rivendell would definitely be the gated community area or the lake houses.
Yeah.
Now, the people that have the ring, are they trying to take it anywhere at this point, or are they just holding it? Are they actually doing a journey? Like maybe someone's found it and they know it, and maybe one of the people that have it, one of the kids or other people that has it, got it from someone else, and they are going to take it down and pawn it or take it to the police station or something along those lines.
Well, obviously, the kid that has it got it from his uncle.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Who he may or may not know what it is exactly.
Okay. He got it from a friend of a friend?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Maybe he found it at the pawn shop after our junkie Gollum pawned it.
Pawned it? Okay. So what would the new ring bearer, what would be their goal with the ring?
That's a good question. I'm not certain.
Oh, see that's the hard part. I think we could actually take this back, and we could take it back to even before, because I mean they were looking for it for a while, and again going by the books or even the extended edition of the Lord of the Rings, the Nazgul do find Gollum first because they thought Gollum still had the ring. And at that point, Gollum had lost it. So maybe this is the Nazgul not searching for Frodo, but searching for Gollum.
That would be possible.
Yeah, and then Gollum
it would start with the search for Gollum.
Yeah, okay.
And then Gollum would tell them that he didn't have it anymore.
Yeah, okay.
And then that's how they get to the pawn shop, and that's how they get to the uncle, and that's how they find out who the kid is.
It is, yeah, okay. And maybe the kid's just walking, flashing it off, showing it off. Maybe, I know. The new kid, the new ring bearer, wants to take it to his girlfriend to use it as like a promise ring or like a something to like get her. So he's going to give it to his new girlfriend, and they're trying to intercept it before she gets it.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe like their girlfriend's like getting ready to move out of town or something, so it would be completely inaccessible to them at that point. It'd be gone forever.
Yeah.
Gone forever.
Like the kid, we keep saying kid.
Right.
But maybe the kid that has the ring now is about to graduate high school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so, yeah, him handing it off to his girlfriend, who she's going to go off to college. They're going to different colleges, but like maybe their colleges are still close together, so they'll be keeping on the relationship. And that's just sort of a symbol of the ongoing relationship.
Yeah. Though, I mean, honestly, at this point, too, someone going to the military and someone going to college, or even distant colleges and saying, hey, we're going to do the long distance relationship thing, and we're young and nothing's ever going to come between us because we're going to be...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, okay, I like it.
That nobody has ever, gone into a long distance relationship and then had it completely dissolve within 3 months. No,
not at all. That never happens.
No, everybody marries their high school sweetheart.
Exactly. Oh yes, no, I love this. And so we are going to go and find the new ring bearer, and we are going to collect the ring by hook or crook or force or whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So that is a great idea. Those are some great ideas. I like where that's going. I like that framework. Yeah. And because it's kids on bikes, I don't want to have more framework than that. Because I want to leave enough open space for the players to fill in.
I do. I would add a couple other small bits, and it would be, what kind of things does the ring bearer do? Like, so again, obviously if Rivendell's the lake houses, why would they even be in the lake houses? They're obviously coming from the cul-de-sac, so maybe the girlfriend that's perfect.
The girlfriend obviously
yes
girlfriend lives in a lake house, or in the gated community.
She's gonna sail across the western seas. We got it. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we've got this.
Yeah.
Who are the orcs?
Who are the orcs?
The sports team?
Huh?
The athletes, like the jocks?
Yeah, the athletes could be the orcs.
Or maybe like there's a construction crew or something like that. Some like blue collar workers nearby.
Because Sauron, the former high school quarterback, like the current head football coach was on the football team with him.
Okay.
It was like his running back or one of his wide receivers or something. Or his center.
Okay.
Because a quarterback and a center, those are the two guys that, they get
Yeah.
thick as thieves.
Yeah,
Because
well,
they have to rely on each other so much.
Yeah, otherwise the quarterback dies.
Exactly. Yeah. Or he gets made to look like a fool because the center can't snap a football.
Right, yeah.
And I like that because, the bulk of a football lineman that has degenerated into the paunch of middle age.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, right? Right? And he's the quarterback, not the quarterback, he's the head football coach now. And so that is the tie-in. And so, he can try and, call in favors with this guy and, he's got,
Who are the Wizards?
Who are the Wizards? I don't know if we need to go quite that granular, but we do need at least a Gandalf stand-in.
Yeah.
Who is that going to be? Because this is definitely somebody who is going to be assisting the ring bearer.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to be cynical.
Okay.
Bear with me.
Okay.
It's the local beat cop, because Gandalf is never actually there when you need him. He assists, he helps, he gives people good directions, but he's never actually there when you need him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And then, like I said, your dwarves are going to be like your local road construction crew or construction worker, something along those lines. And if Gandalf, quote, quote, is that beat cop, then it makes sense for him to, want to hang out in the Shire. Maybe he's got friends or maybe, someone there he's attached to. It would make sense he would be in the lake houses. It would make sense that he would know the blue collar worker and the dwarves. It would make sense that he's going to at least, if not buddy, but know of the coach and Sauron and their history because he's old enough to remember them. He probably went to school with them at some point as well.
Maybe. I'm thinking that he's one of these. He's one of the part-time cops. He's hit retirement age, and so he's drawing his pension, and he's only doing part-time.
Yeah,
and
I like that. And
I don't want to call him an SRO because that wasn't a thing yet.
Right, kind of like a constable or
but he's
a mall cop.
No, I'm trying to think. Trying to think of maybe he was a history teacher or something before he became a cop.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm looking for somebody who would be antagonistic to the high school quarterback.
Well, I'm saying he could have gone to school with them and maybe
he was the principal. He was the principal when the Sauron character was in high school.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe they were up to some shady stuff. I mean, they were rough along the edges too, and they could get away with a lot because they were. Yeah,
I was wanting it to be somebody who was a figure of authority still.
Okay, yeah,
and I'm not certain. I'm assuming that this was probably also the case when you went to high school, but when I was in high school, the football team was king. And so the football players could get away with a lot of stuff because football was so important.
Less so where I was. Again, I had a fairly large school. Now, again, the football players were largely popular, so they could get away with a lot. But our football players, some of our starters were also valedictorians. So,
yeah,
excuse me,
but
we were kind of all over the place on that one.
But the high school I went to, at least when I was there, was known for having a very strong, very solid football program.
Yeah,
we won 3 state championships within 7 years.
Right. I'm thinking Friday Night Lights, that movie, that football team, where they could get away with pretty much whatever they wanted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that would make sense why there is this antagonism between the high school principal and the star quarterback.
Yeah.
And why this now part-time cop, because he went I think constable would probably be better.
Yeah.
Because he's not carrying a gun or anything as a constable. So as a constable, being this sort of authority figure, this symbol of law and
authority,
order.
Still well respected, very well known.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has connections with everybody.
Yeah.
And it explains why he is still antagonistic towards this other person.
Yeah. And maybe, like I said, maybe the Sauron uncle stepfather, whatever. He had the scholarship. He lost, obviously the fingers, which obviously would alter anybody's trajectory. But maybe with that too, he had an opportunity for an academic scholarship because he was smart enough, and he totally just squanders it, and that's kind of leaves that sour taste in the principal's mouth.
Right, yeah. I can see that because, Sauron was a very clever, conniving individual. Yeah. And so, yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, even better. Again, trying to self-medicate for the loss of fingers, because I would know nothing about phantom pains. Start self-medicating, and with that squandering also kind of brings in that chemical dependency element into the school and causes issues with that as well. Early on.
that would explain why he is in the financial state where he has to be in Section 8 housing.
Yes.
Where he has to be in subsidized housing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
boy,
I like what
this got real dark real quick.
It did, but I mean, if we're gonna have a Sauron, Sauron can't be fluffy bunnies.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but I mean, even that you don't have to delve super deep into that.
No,
but I mean, it would be.
It helps to have that in my back pocket as an explanation if it comes up.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I really like what we fleshed out.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Okay. And so moving on a little bit, because I did say that I wanted to have a couple of options.
Okay.
The second option would be the more traditional, more D&D-ish option. And I want it to be a heist.
Absolutely.
Specifically,
a heist or a jailbreak?
No, a heist. A heist of a dragon's horde.
Okay. So we are summoning Smog. I like it.
We are doing the Hobbit, yes.
Perfect. I love it.
But the twist that I kind of wanted to do on it, the idea that I was running with, is that you are working for one dragon who's wanting you to go and steal an item from the horde of another dragon that dragon initially stole from them.
Okay.
Stealing the thing back.
Are we going to put this in verdigris?
I mean, it could go in verdigris.
It would fit well in verdigris.
It would fit well. But I also wanted, and this is just extraneous and it may not be appropriate, but it made me chuckle when I thought of it. But like having the entire party be kobolds.
Okay. I like it.
And
that would make sense.
And specifically kobolds that have some sort of relation to the dragon.
Okay, I'm going to bend this a little bit. If you don't want to go with this, that is fine, but allow me to tweak your original premise just a touch. You're not stealing it from another dragon. You're stealing it from gnomes and halflings. You are stealing the ring back for Smog. And again, you get that animosity between kobolds and gnomes anyway. And so you could really build up into that, the halflings and the gnomes yoinked this item from the dragon at some point. Yeah. And now you're on a mission to yoink it back.
Yeah. It is specifically gnomes. It's not halflings and gnomes. It is specifically gnomes.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking halflings
because the beef is between Garl Glittergold and Curdlemock.
Bastard. Yes. But I figured at this point, because again, going with the halflings and gnomes live together. So at this point, they worked in conjunction. So again, trying to build just that because again, the Hobbit is a halfling. But yeah.
Yeah, and so as I was adding layers upon layers, I initially thought that, making the party, because it's going to be a 4-person party, making the party a sorcerer, a warlock, a paladin, and a cleric, and they all hold their oaths to the dragon.
Okay, I like it. Who's the top in the trench coat?
Well, the paladin is obviously the base.
Yeah. He's got the strength score.
So it would probably be either the sorcerer or the warlock because they're both charisma casters.
Fair.
Maybe they take turns depending on what they need.
You definitely want the charisma around the hips too for that thrusting action. Yeah. No, I like it. Yeah. So party of kobolds going back, and so for this, really, you could just run the Hobbit backwards. So you come out of the mountain, you go down, you have a city that you have to navigate through. That would be the Brandywine. You go up a river, through a wood. You go
to grandmother's house.
Yeah, through grandmother's house we go. You go through the mountain cave network. You come out, you go through some hostile lands, you deal with some trolls, and then you're into the Shire or Hobbitville, whatever that's going to be, steal the item, and then try to make it back.
The problem with that, James, is I have 3 hours.
Yes.
Well, maybe not 8 make it sessions.
Back then. Okay, fair.
That is a little ambitious for what we're trying to do.
Me.
I mean, you could skip your brother's wedding and come and run it for me instead.
I think I would have so many people mad at me if I did that. Hey, I can't come to your wedding. I can't be best man. I'm doing D&D.
I am not actually advocating you skip your brother's wedding to come and run a D&D game.
But I wouldn't have
just
to take
so we're
pictures.
Clear.
But then I wouldn't have to take pictures.
That is true. You could just leave after the ceremony.
Fair. The ceremony's at 5, though. We're starting to take pictures at 2. We've got 3 hours of pictures.
Oh shit! You can come. It's from 10 to 1, so you can come and do it and be there in time for pictures. Oh, I'm not giving you bad ideas at all.
No, not at all. No, but I love the kobold idea. I think that's great.
Yeah, and I'm trying to decide where I would actually want that to be. Because I agree, I think it would be a really fun idea if we're actually going to tie D&D lore into it, to make them all actually adherents of Kurtlemock, and you're going and stealing something from the god of the gnomes.
Yes, absolutely.
And then it would make sense for them to be a warlock and a paladin and a cleric.
Yeah.
And I had sorcerer on there too initially because of the dragon
lineage
connection.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could have. they could be from the line of Kurtlemock somewhere way in the distant past.
Yeah, and I want to make one of them an Erd, which is the kobolds with wings.
Oh, nice.
And notice that none of them are rogues.
Yes,
we're doing a heist with no rogues.
I like it.
And we don't have a bard either, so we don't have that skill monkey. But making the sorcerer the Erd.
Okay,
and they get disadvantage on hide and sneak checks whenever they're flying.
So
because it's a flying kobold.
Yes. Going with that, what level do you want these characters to be?
Probably around level 5. That seems to be about the sweet spot for one-shots.
That's kind of perfect. So if you go the full line sorcerer, particularly with the dragon lineage, once you hit, I think, level 5 or level 6, you start getting some of your draconic features. So you might that sorcerer might actually have dragon wings due to that dragon lineage. Yeah. Perfect.
That's sort of what I was thinking.
And dragon breath, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sorcerer has to be the head then, because again, you want to be able to spout that fire when you need it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, assuming that they're all going to be in a trench coat.
Right?
Because it is 4 kobolds, not 3.
Well, I mean, they're especially tall. I mean,
if you stack them up, they're going to be 11 feet tall.
Well, I mean, if they're sitting on each other's shoulders instead of standing, you'd be 6.5, 7 foot. You could pass as a Goliath.
I don't know, because they're 2.5 feet tall each.
Right.
They make that 2 feet per segment. That would be 8.5 feet tall. 8 feet tall.
You'd have 2.5 feet, and then again, you'd only have 1.5 feet because they're not standing; they're sitting. So it's just
like I was saying. If we just count from the soles of their feet to the top of their shoulders, basically, that'd be 2 feet roughly.
Okay,
and but so 2, 4, 6, and then the one that's sitting, that's subtract the height of their legs.
Well, what I was saying.
You're right. Yeah. You're subtracting the height of the legs from everybody above the bottom.
Yeah, above the bottom, yeah.
Math.
So again, that puts you at
hard.
6.5, 7. Yeah, math are hard. That puts you at 6.5, 7 feet. Again, you could pass as a Goliath.
Guess. Yeah. A dragonborn.
Honestly,
you could
pass as a dragonborn. Yeah, you could pass as a bee dragonborn.
Yeah. A very unsteady, wobbly dragonborn.
Dexterity was your dumb stat. Which again, for a sorcerer, not totally inconceivable.
Yeah, you don't want to dump Dex as a sorcerer. You dump Strength as a sorcerer.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, you want Dex because you want to avoid being punched in the face.
I'm going to pet that dog.
Because you have no armor.
Right.
But yeah, so that was the general idea. And doing a heist, trying to figure out maybe if we're playing this into the D&D lore, maybe they're trying to steal the labyrinth key from Garl so that Kurtlemock can get out.
Okay. I like that. I was going to say that, or like maybe a portion of a map so they can try to find where, because again, we don't know exactly where Kurtlemock is.
Right. Yeah. And,
so like,
but I like the thought that, you know, they're going to go and steal this key, and they go through all of this work to steal this key, and ultimately they're successful in stealing the key, and they get out, and they're like, we have the key. Now what?
Yeah, where do we go? I love it. Yes, I love it. You just have this random...
It's like, you have a key, but you don't know what it goes to.
You don't have the lock. You don't even know where the lock is. It's just...
Exactly. You just know what's on the other side of the lock.
Yes. It's like finding a key like in the middle of a bus station. It's like, there might be numbers on it.
It's Underpants Gnome's logic.
Yes, I love it.
Step 1, steal the key. Step 2, Step 3, profit.
Exactly.
Yeah, because in order to have the goofy sort of vibe that I'm wanting off of this, it has to be that sort of no thoughts head empty kind of adventure.
Absolutely. And as much as I like that, depending on how much time you want to put into this before this weekend, I would lean more towards the kids on bikes because it tends to be more theater of the mind. Where if you're going to go full D&D, especially something like this with a heist, you are going to want to have a map of dungeons and rooms and whatever traps and stuff may be lying. So I think D&D would require a fair bit more time for planning.
I was thinking maybe running it... Initially, I was thinking running it in Cypher.
Okay.
Obviously, Numenera would be a little bit more appropriate because that is the fantasy-specific Cypher setting, but the Cypher core rulebook has rules for fantasy settings.
Nice.
But the more I think on it, the more I think I could get away with doing it as a reskinned Monster of the Week game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are other games that would be far more appropriate for what I'm doing. I'm doing this off of the books that I have on my shelf.
Yeah, that's always fair.
Because I have like 3 days to put this together. So
surprise DM.
Well, I mean, I've known this was coming for a while. I've just been busy and haven't had the spoons to put more thought into it than this. But yeah, I think doing the kobolds, having them with like a Monster of the Week style playbook going in and just playing it like Monster of the Week.
Okay.
And just keeping that sort of comedic level, comedic element running through the game. Okay. Like encourage the wacky stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because initially I was wanting to run a game in Pirate Borg.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
And it's just, you know, the idea that I initially had was, you know, you are the pirates rolling up to the Battle of Minas Tirith, and then you have to get away from the ghosts.
It's like, nope.
And then I remembered that didn't happen because the ghosts overran the pirates before the ships arrived in Minas Tirith. So,
yeah.
But anyway, it was more because Friday, so the day before the game, is Talk Like a Pirate Day.
J.R.R.
And so I was giving the option to run a Pirate Board game on Talk Like a Pirate Day. And and we just decided that there was just too much stuff going on. And so that didn't end up happening.
If I wasn't having a scheduled quiz for tomorrow. Some of the review games, so I do a lot of games for my review and for my teaching, and I've talked many times, I am a huge fan of gamifying learning. I do a Battleship game where I'll ask the questions, and if they get the question right, they can fire a shot, and it plays like standard Battleship. But I was going to do this for one of my observation hours, and I don't have a proper, tricorn hat, unfortunately, but I do have a Krispy Kreme hat, and it's still in my backpack, and it's still flat, and so tomorrow I might have to wear the Krispy Kreme hat all day and talk like a pirate.
Kate went and bought a tricorn hat this year.
Oh, awesome. Is that for, what's her character's name? Brianna?
I mean, she probably could use it for Brianna. Brianna is... So, for those of you not in the know, because we are talking about home game stuff, Kate is my wife, and her long-running character is Brianna Sellinger, who is a swashbuckler. She is a pirate, and her whole thing is she gets drunk and then gets into bad situations and has to figure out how to get out of them.
As one does.
As one does. But yes, so... Brianna's just a wonderful chaos gremlin of a character.
Brianna's so much fun.
I love running games where my wife is playing Brianna. But yeah. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking of.
All right.
And
Saturday sounds like great fun. Again, if I didn't have obligations already, I would absolutely be there because I want to sit at this table. I really do want to sit at this table.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we better go ahead and wrap up because I have some character sheets to make.
To create.
Yeah. And all of that. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today as we brainstormed some adventures. If you have any other comments, suggestions, or ideas, please send us an email undercommontaste@gmail.com or come join us on our Discord. You can find a link to the Discord through our website, undercommontaste.com. You can also find links there to our Patreon, patreon.com/undercommontaste, and our itch store, undercommontaste.itch.io. I am contemplating, because we have had a Patreon for a long time and we only have one patron, and it is an IRL friend of ours who set up our website for us and who has played in several of our home games. I am contemplating, also because I haven't been updating the Patreon. I don't think I've updated the Patreon in probably a year and a half.
Gotcha.
It's been a long time. I am contemplating ending the Patreon and opening up a Ko-Fi instead.
Okay.
I feel like Ko-Fi is a little bit more attuned to the sort of thing that we're trying to generate here. Because, I mean, the podcast has never been an attempt for us to make money.
No.
It's always been a thing where if it makes money, that's nice.
Yeah.
We just really want it to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And so by opening up a Ko-Fi where, if you are so inclined, you can just drop in and drop $5. We would greatly appreciate that. And that would help go towards, our annual hosting fees and things like that.
Yeah.
So
we are still talking about too. Again, we do have several products that we do want to finish building. We have some games that we need to finalize, and we've been discussing actually making some light merch, like some stickers and some shirts and stuff. And I mean, we could definitely hey, here's this, and that could also be something that you could drop on if we actually pull the trigger on those things.
Right, in our copious spare time.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's where I'm at. We will be discussing that off air and figuring out some stuff later. But yeah, I feel like that is something that should have happened 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted.
If this is your first time listening, we're very happy you found us. You can find some of our other world building and brainstormings on some of our previous episodes. Or if you want something more concrete, you can join us with our previous Dragon arc, which I think we're still continuing on off and on.
We are.
But just look up Undercommon Taste on your podcatcher of choice, Undercommon Taste, and you can find us, again, on your podcatcher of choice anywhere. Also, if you want to join me in October, I will be starting back my Twitch streaming. I'm looking to be streaming probably on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting up. And so we will finally, hopefully, get to cross our fingers and finish Darkest Dungeon and complete Neverwinter Nights 2.
So stay safe, everyone, and we will see you again in 2 weeks, probably with another Dragon episode, because we need to get back on that.
Happy gaming.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Undercommon Taste. Our theme song is Massacre Anne, written and performed by Mary Kroll and used with permission. You can find Mary online at marykroll.bandcamp.com or on Patreon at patreon.com/Dr. Mary C. Kroll. Our logo is by David Sutherland. You can find more of David's work on deviantart.com/David Sutherland or on instagram.com/Willex_73. We'll be back in 2 weeks, so stay safe, and we'll see you then.